Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap, your nightly news podcast on all the news that I come across throughout the day, giving you my take as somebody who aspires to be a politician in the near future. Hopefully, all you guys are doing wonderful. Hopefully, all you guys are well. Today is December 29th, or the 29th. Hopefully, all you guys are having a wonderful day so far and a wonderful week so far. Of course, it is Monday. Just as a reminder to all of you, there will not be an episode tomorrow, and it is very likely there will not be an episode on the 31st as well. It's the New Year's on the 31st, and I'm going to be hanging out with some friends for that one. But I'm also flying home tomorrow. Outside of that, though, episodes will return on the 1st of next year, and that will be the 250th episode, which I think is pretty cool to start the year out on episode 250. So I think it works out pretty well. Outside of that, hopefully all you guys are doing wonderful. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. All the support is greatly appreciated as we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of this year. And if you're on Substack, please consider subscribing as well. All of the support is greatly appreciated. It's $8 a month, and it helps me pay for the things that I need to pay for in my life, like my groceries, like my clothing, and all those kinds of things. But with that being said, let's get into the news from today. Moving on into our highlight for today, I want to talk about the major TikTok issue that a lot of people have been discussing and reporting. TikTok users across the platform have been reporting glitches with their For You pages, many seeing old videos from months or even years ago, content warnings, and general glitches overall. But what is this, From what I've seen so far, it's a lot of older videos and things like political content, at least on my For You page, are not showing up in the slightest or, have a restriction on them. As for my videos that I've been posting, I haven't really done the worst, and a lot of them have done pretty solidly. I had my most views ever on a video yesterday. And I don't know if that was in part due to, the situation or people like not realizing it. I don't know what it was, but, I had a great day yesterday on TikTok, so I don't know what's going on for everyone else personally. But it's very likely that this is just a refresh of the algorithm, which does happen from time to time. But I can't stress this enough. It has nothing to do with like blocking Oracle or anyone on the app. That's dumb, and it makes no sense. We got to use our critical thinking skills on that one. Blocking the owner of an app does absolutely nothing. I don't even know, does Oracle, have they officially bought TikTok yet? I can't remember if that's the case, but, blocking Oracle on, TikTok does absolutely nothing. They still have access to your data. They still run the app. They still have access to how the app runs. But, by all means, block whoever you want on TikTok. But blocking things like Oracle or anywhere else does really absolutely nothing in the slightest. In other news, the Trump administration has announced that they took out a big facility in Venezuela. Trump has announced that the United States has knocked out a big facility in Venezuela, becoming the first land strike of the war, which is a major escalation. Trump said in our phone interview, "We just knocked out, I don't know if you just read or saw, they have a big plant or big facility where they send, where the ships come from. 2 nights ago, we knocked that out, so we hit them very hard." This is a major escalation with Venezuela, and it absolutely needs to stop. This war, for one, has not been approved by Congress, so it's illegal. I mean, that's a big one right there. But also, it's not based on drugs. It's very clearly not based on drugs, and that becomes more and more clear every day. It's about oil. This administration is waging an illegal war on a country with the largest oil reserves in the world. And if we really cared about drugs, we would be arresting the 80% of Americans that bring in the drugs to this country every single year. But that's not the case. And I mean, it's very clear that nobody ever cared about drugs in this country. I mean, let's be real. In other news, Trump claims to have had another positive phone call with Putin, because how many of those can you have, right? But while still trying to secure a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine, Trump has announced that he had another positive call with Putin. In a post on Truth Social, he wrote, "I just had a good and very productive telephone call with President Putin of Russia prior to my meeting at 1 p.m. today with President Zelensky of Ukraine. The meeting will take place in the main dining room of Mar-a-Lago. Press is invited. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump." Trump has a positive call with Putin about the war on Ukraine damn near every single week. So how many of these positive calls is it going to take to end the war? Let's not forget that he said he could end this war in one day. And on day one, we're getting close to the year one. and it's not done. It's still going. I unfortunately don't see an end to this conflict anytime soon, especially with Trump at the helm of negotiations. I just don't see it happening because every peace deal he's gotten so far has been an absolute flop. I mean, even Cambodia and Thailand had to come up with their own a few months later. It's not going well for Trump peace deals. He's a little bit of a failure in that regard. So it's not shocking, but we'll see. We'll see. In other news, Trump has reportedly told Marjorie Taylor Greene that his friends would get hurt when she pushed him to release the Epstein files. Marjorie Taylor Greene claims that Trump said his friends will get hurt if the Epstein files were released. Greene told the New York Times she had received a call from Trump after she did a news conference saying that she would expose all of the men related to Epstein. She said that Trump was very unhappy with her after this when he called her and yelled at her. Greene said that she didn't understand this intransience, and Trump responded to her, "My friends will get hurt." So his friends were touching kids, and he knew about it and said nothing about it. I mean, you could argue that that's like a lot worse, but let's not forget about the Lake Michigan incident and all the other pictures Trump has with Epstein. It's very likely that it was more than just his friends, and every day we get more and more information released that kind of proves that and gives us reasons why Trump needs to go. But not just that, we need to reset the entire system in this country. I mean, these people are all connected. They all take advantage of the American people. This isn't about just removing Trump from office, which would be a great step. It would be, trust me. But everyone needs to go. The system we have and the people we have running it do not care about you. They care about making money, and they care about their own public status. It is a detriment to society that needs to be changed. We cannot have a system that works like this. We need a system that puts the working class above all. The people should be above all, not the rich, not the business owners, not the politicians. It should be the regular people who have the power in day-to-day life. In other news, Trump vows to strike Iran if it continues to build up. Trump has threatened to attack Iran if they continue to build up their ballistic missile reserves and reestablish their nuclear weapons program, or their nuclear program, not weapons program, I apologize. Trump said next to Benjamin Netanyahu, "Now I hear that Iran is trying to build up again, and if they are, we're going to have to knock them down. We'll knock them down. We'll knock the hell out of them, but hopefully that is not happening." No more new wars, Trump said, until it comes to fulfilling the wishes of Israel or big oil. Am I right, guys? Iran has literally said that this was the reason why they were in a war against Europe, Israel, and the United States, because of things like this, statements like this, threats like this, sanctions on them, blockades, wars, bombings. I mean, we bombed Iran for weapons of mass destruction. Weapons of mass destruction were never there in the first place. And how many times have we done that in our history in the Middle East? A shit ton of times. Every time there's never been weapons of mass destruction like they claim there is. You know who really does have the weapons of mass destruction? Israel. But nobody wants to talk about that. Shocker, I know. But hey, at least, Israel's top agent is proving that one right there. Because, Israel is the United States' real priority. And that's the only thing that matters in this world, right? This is so stupid. So stupid. America first, they said. America first. My ass. In other news, moving on to our final topic for tonight, China has announced large-scale military drills around Taiwan. China has announced another major military exercise around Taiwan, deploying its Army, Navy, Air Force, and missile units. The exercise has been codenamed Justice Mission 2025 and will cover a broad amount of territory in the waters and airspace around Taiwan. The Chinese military also said in a statement, "For the sake of safety, any irrelevant vessel or aircraft is advised not to enter the air into the aforementioned waters and space." Struggle with that word a little bit. This is very well what could be an escalation against Taiwan. We all know that China is upset that they don't have control over the island. It's something that's been an issue for a very long time. China does still claim control over Taiwan, but they don't have it. Taiwan is a sovereign nation. And, excuse me, sorry, I had a Costco hot dog before this and it was very fire, I will say. But anyways, Taiwan is a sovereign territory and nation, and it will remain that way. It has the backing of the United States. It's not going anywhere. But this is not a conflict that we need right now, especially under the Trump administration and especially with all the other conflicts that we are in as a country. And I really hope it's something we can avoid. With that being said, though, thank you everyone for watching today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed. It's definitely been a very interesting day in the news world. But with that being said, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. All the support would be greatly appreciated as we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. And if you're on Substack, please also consider subscribing as well. It's $8 a month. All the funds go to me and help me pay for the things that I need to pay for in my life, like my groceries, like my clothing, like all that. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all in the new year. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So